Okay, what is it?
I asked you for a kiss right now. Can I get one?
Lady.
Just one.
Am I being bad? It's just like not what I'm
You're not
supposed to do.
being
Here's
bad,
to
Sam.
feel what this would feel.
You know what though? I find that for some reason on 90 Day Fiance, like when it comes to some of these men and their approach, it's always very cringe to me. Very ugh. I mean, listen, is there anything wrong with asking for a kiss? No, there isn't necessarily, but how you do it definitely plays a factor. And to be fair, before even going to that situation of, suggesting a kiss, because remember, there's a difference with asking a suggestion, but maybe you get what I mean in a second when I give you an example, right? Now, the first thing that you want to do realistically before you even attempt to kiss someone or bring up the idea of kissing is you got to be able to read the energy between you two. If there's a vibe going on between you two, okay, cool. Then you know that there's something there. But if you feel like there isn't too much of a vibe, so you feel like maybe you're just trying to force it, then yeah, read that. And don't get me wrong, we've all been there, okay? But this is where you learn. Now, here's the thing. If I'm going to be in this situation here, and if I feel like I'm picking up the correct vibe from Tiffany, okay, I wouldn't be like, oh, can I have a kiss or whatever the hell he said. I'll be like, listen, I have personally really enjoyed this date, and I can really see that we're both vibing very, very well, And now, of course, listen, I'm not trying to make you feel uncomfortable, but it'd be very nice if actually no, that's not what I would say. That's terrible. That is absolutely atrocious. Let me start again, okay? Got to make sure the vibe is right, the vibe is good, you know what I mean, okay? And then obviously I'll definitely compliment that I've enjoyed the date. Because me complimenting enjoying the date would then let me know whether or not she has, because the energy that she gives back from me complimenting that this has been a good date, and at that moment in time, given that I have that energy back from her, that's when I would obviously lead in with, I definitely would like to leave this date, by giving you a cheeky little kiss, But actually, no, I wouldn't even say but. Just leave it there. And then obviously she has the option. But if I feel like she wants one, but she wants a little bit more of that reassurance, that doesn't mean that there's too much force going into it or whatever, then I'll be like, obviously it'd be nice. Obviously we can leave obviously here with a nice little kiss. But but it's okay if you don't want to. We can leave that for next time. You know what I'm saying? But I probably wouldn't say that last bit, to be fair with you. I don't think I've ever said that bit, to be honest with you. I'm too confident to say that type of stuff. But I'll leave it like that. You know what I mean? Like, it'd be nice for you leave us a kiss. And then obviously, we'll see what's what. But again, though, everything that I say is based on the energy that I'm receiving from her. Okay? This guy just came in guns blazing like an idiot. And that's what a lot of these guys do on this show, and it is crazy to me. But nonetheless, though, let's continue.
Feel like?
Oh, that's
I'm down.
But then there's also the other part of me that wouldn't even ask. 9 times out of 10, I actually don't ask, to be fair, because I pick up the vibe, and I can really sense it, read the room, and then obviously, I'll start to do more gestures that's bringing me closer to her, so we can really sense each other's vibe from a closer range with the frequency, with our breathing, with just anything that we can connect with body language wise, eyes, everything. Do you see what I'm saying? And as I get closer, I'll be able to feel if she wants a kiss or not, because someone's wave of the way they breathe changes. And if I'm able to understand them, read into it, then boom, man goes in for the jugular. You know what I'm saying? There is also that bit too. I'll definitely say that I've asked less than I have ever gone in for the kill. You know what I mean? But I'm just a lethal animal. No, God, not an animal. But let's continue though with this awkward quiz. Kiss, not quiz.
Your sound.
So here's the thing. He's gone off and made it all awkward. She literally did respond and said, okay, yeah, we can have a kiss. I'll just give you a little one. A little one. Now, listen, if she says a little one, respect it. She said a little one, and he didn't respect it. And because he didn't respect it, it got awkward. And then he tried to play off as if he was being a smooth criminal. Because, let me see if I put it in the clip, though.
And I'm thinking like,
I didn't put it in the clip. But after obviously he tried to give her some more and more kisses, and obviously she was definitely being like, oh, that's when he was like, okay, let me calm myself down. Now, generally speaking, that can be a very good line in the right situation. Now, usually if you kiss someone and they're really kissing you back, trust me, you being the guy that says, okay, we can calm down now, it's a good thing, because she knows that you're trying to be respectful, but that wasn't the situation. It wasn't a case of where she was really trying to get all up in his business. It was a case where she was like, listen, I said just a little kiss. Now leave me the F alone. And Borski was not reading that information, so therefore he came across even more creepy and even more forceful, which, for many people can be just a deal breaker or a red flag or just a turn off. You see what I'm saying? And that's what's happened here. Honestly, how he's played the whole situation has been nothing but a calamity. But like I said, though, you got to read the room. If you can't read the person you're with, then what are you doing? But anyway, let's just move on from this embarrassing act of madness.
What the did I just do for him to be this forward? Like, this is just so awkward.
He's probably used to women usually just falling for his little charm, falling for that little approach. And that's why he probably thought it was going to work. But clearly he's not dealing with a woman that it's falling for. He's not dealing with a woman that's ready to just fall head over heels for him. You know what I mean? That's the situation. And then he had the audacity to ask her,
So would you say I'm in first place?
so would you now say that I'm in first place? He's become another Cole. He's made it into a whole competition now of who's going to win her over. So would you say I'm in first place? This guy. Wow. What? Listen, I'm going to tell you this now. You never have to ask if you're in first place if you are him. You see what I'm saying? Trust me when I tell you. I never asked none of these silly questions. If you come back, then I know that I'm winning. If you don't come back, then it is what it is. There's someone else who is better suited for me. You know what I'm saying? We continue.
This date helped me realize, actually, that my mind is somewhere else, and it's on Carlo.
Elise and
like I'm not
I
talking to you.
are great friends. Sunday, and see if we're more than friends.
Meanwhile, she's believing that Carlo's the better suited one for her. Carlo's out here planning dates with Elise.
Down for fun, but I'm also not looking for just like a friend date.
I mean, it's gotta be a real date.
Yeah.
All right. Elise, will you go on a real date with me?
It's crazy because Elise literally said to him, get on one day and ask me for a date properly. And the guy actually did it. I mean, listen, that screamed a lot of words there, and I mean a lot of things. Him doing that means he really wanted to go on a date with her. But to be fair, the way he approached it to begin with just made no sense, to be honest with you. Oh, it'd be a friendly date. Why are you saying that? But I like the way she responded, said, nah, we ain't doing no friendly date. But this is the problem with Elise, though. She needs men that can lead, not men that are going to pussyfoot around like this. But also on top of that, didn't she say that she's used to taller men, ball players, all that kind of stuff? Well, now you're going to Carlo? But sometimes I guess, when you got a connection with someone, you have a connection with someone. And I guess she's had a lot of time to have conversations with him, to get to know him. And that's why, obviously, it was okay for her to go for him, even though he's out of her normal standards, like Rob was. But anyway, we continue. And then all of a sudden, Carlo's back over here giving Tiffany a little smirk. This guy needs to make his mind up. So do you want Tiffany or do you want Elise? But here's the thing, though. This was before him and Elise went out for a date. But of course, this here gave Tiffany the impression that Carlo was still into her, given the fact that she made a choice that she wanted to pursue Carlo and not the other two guys. So let's get into it. Now, bear in mind, Rocky's already out of the picture anyway, because he went on a date with Chantel. And of course, obviously, Jay, she decided to rule him out because it just wasn't it for her, which I can see. So Carlo was obviously the main man that she was going to focus on moving forward, despite the fact this man said, I don't know if I want to be with a woman with kids. But nonetheless, though, him doing this definitely gave her the impression that maybe they're both on the same page. When in reality, well, little did she know he was actually going on a date with Elise. But let's find out exactly what happened on that date with Elise.
Like, it all happened like so fast. I feel like, and
You me good.
happened.
I really hate the fact that they bleep what they're saying it, because it's easy for all of us to assume that they obviously had intimacy, right? But that's what it sounds like she's saying. But with TLC, I don't be trusting the edit sometimes. I want to know what she's really saying there. Is she really saying that they actually went on a date and then things got excited and they end up having, intimacy together? I need that confirmation. I mean, boy, if that happened, well done to the guy. Elise is a very nice looking woman. But anyway, we continue. Toxic though, so that's why she's a red flag to me.
I just feel like we have such a deep connection. Like I wasn't like if there was any other guy here, I would never do that. But with you, you're in this position.
Girl, you was nearly there with Rob on the first night. Humble yourself. We don't forget. That's what, like I said, the girl's a red flag.
With Tiffany,
Right.
and the last thing I want is to be a Cole, Rob, Jen mess.
Yeah, my heart, like I'm gonna continue and be with one person. That it's gotta be you.
Ooh.
But, I came here with the intention to be honest and communicate.
Okay, so you're gonna go talk to Tiffany and then come back and
And then she says it again. But I need to know if that's what she's really saying, though. I need that confirmation right there. But you know what, though? The reason why these two would actually be a good match is purely because they're both toxic, to be honest with you. If not, Carlo's even worse. Carlo's out here giving Tiffany kisses, knowing full well he's going on a date with flipping Elise. You know what I mean? Like, and then meanwhile, on top of that, he's out here telling people that Rob and Elise were sleeping together behind everyone's back. So that's another point as well. Did Elise ever find out it was Carlo that made up the room of her and Rob? This guy is hella toxic though. Hella toxic. So there is that question itself in particular. Ooh, wee. It's a madness. It's a complete madness. Let's let's dive in.
I'm so nervous of letting her down and hurting her. Is he actually going to say to her that one, we and two, we're now exclusive?
Also, I want to know how the hell they became exclusive that quickly. So if they did have intimacy, was that their confirmation of, okay, we had intimacy and we want to still see each other, so therefore we're now exclusive? I mean, obviously we know Elise is not a woman that wastes time trying to claim her man. She did that. She tried to do it with Rob. It obviously backfired. She's obviously doing it again with Carlo, which probably makes sense why she's had so many bloody engagements, but also no marriages, because she wastes no time claiming a man. Listen, if that's her style, so be it. You know what I mean? It's not a bad style if it works, but clearly with her track record, it doesn't actually necessarily work. But either way, though, Tiffany next week is about to find out when Carlo tells her that obviously he doesn't want to be with her no more. Well, at least that's what we think he's going to tell her. But based on the little preview for next week, it looks like that may not be the case. So we have to wait and find out. But either way, though, what I want to see be revealed is at least finding out that it was Carlo that made up the rumor regarding her and Rob sleeping together. Because that will be interesting to see how she's then going to see Carlo moving forward. And also on top of that, you know, Carlo also went off and kissed flipping Tiffany. Like, listen, there's a whole lot of things going on right now that's very problematic with Carlo. That's just the grand scheme of it. Ooh-wee, yeah, it's exciting times. Let the drama begin. But we're about to get into this. But I tell you what, though, Tiffany started off the season with Rocky. Then Carlo got added to the mix. Then Jay got added to the mix. Now she's at the season where she's ended up with no man, by the looks of it. Whew, how do you go from 3 men to no men? That is crazy work right there. Tiffany, you need to look at yourself and see what the hell you're doing wrong. With that being said, though, let me know your thoughts down below in the comment section. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and of course, but I will say this, though. Actually, no, yeah. Peace.